Hello everyone, Cliff here in the shed. Got another problem with my bandsaw. Some of you may remember about a year, just over a year ago, I made a new worm gear for this. Well, the first one I made in aluminium, and that lasted about 3-4 months. Then I made another one exactly the same out of brass, and that's lasted up till now, but it's packed up again. It's my bad engineering. I mean, I'm sure if I made it perfectly it'd last forever, but anyway, top and bottom here, it's worn out, not working again. Not spinning the bloody blade. Always happens when you're desperate, doesn't it? Now the thing is, I can make another one of them, but it's not just that that's wrong with it, to be honest with you. The actual axle on the where you lift it up and down is a bit worn. The wheels are getting very worn. If the blade catches at all now, it bounces it off the wheels. Long and short of it is, it's coming a bit of a pain in the arse. So what's the solution? And this is the solution. And from my point of view, it's a mighty fine solution. Now, I have done a bit of video of putting it together, because you have to build the base and what have you, which probably took me about an hour. Unfortunately, I had to lift this up onto the base. I went down to get my daughter and the card run out at that moment, so there's a little bit missing off the end of it, but I'll put that on the end of this video for anyone who wants to see it being put together. But now I'll have to go a little bit Max Bygraves on you and tell you a little story, because I had no intention of spending this sort of money on a new bandsaw. Now, I was fed up with the other one. It packed up again, so I thought I'll get another one. So I had a look on eBay and the normal places to see if I could find a decent second-hand one, but they were all going for sort of, I mean, a decent second-hand one was looking at as much money as or nearly as much money as a new one. So I thought, bugger it, I'll buy a new one. Now, I didn't particularly want to buy this one. I just wanted to get exactly the same one as I had, which you can get for around about the 350 quid mark. I went on Warco's website, because I quite like Warco. I mean, all these things pretty much I think are made in the same factories in China somewhere. They get branded different, but I do think Warco do have a look at their stuff before they send it out. Anything I've ever had off Warco has always been pretty good. I've never had any problems with them. So anyway, so I go on the Warco site, and they were out of stock. So then I went on and tried Machine Mart, they were out of stock. I tried Machinery Warehouse, they were out of stock. Everywhere was out of stock of it, like the ordinary one. So I was a bit pissed off, so I had another look at the second-hand ones and couldn't see anything that was close enough to me that was viable. So I ended up going back onto the Warco website and talked myself into buying this one, which is nearly it was £499. Now, the only difference is one of the reasons I wanted to buy the same saw is because I've got blades for them. Because I recently bought some new blades for it. I did buy some and missed a bandsaw and made a mistake. Didn't get to buy metal ones. Got in touch with them, but apparently they only make bandsaws to order, blades to order. So they wouldn't change them. So I bought some other ones from somewhere else because I won't use them again. But it was my fault, I did buy the wrong ones. But now I'm stuck with wood blades for one of these. Anyway, that's beside the point. So I have got 4 or 5 blades for one of these, so I wanted to get the same one. But this is pretty much exactly the same saw, it's just got some extras on it. Namely, I mean, obviously it's got a much better stand than the other one, but the whole saw actually swivels with this one. You undo that and the saw swivels to do your angles, rather than the vice. I ain't even plugged this in and tried it yet. I've literally just stood it on the stand. Let's just stick that back on the 90, wherever that might be. Stuck that back on the 90. It's got a far superior vice. I ain't put the handle on it yet, just realised. I believe it's got a quick release vice. Not that I know how to quick release it yet. Anyway, I'll have a look at that. But the other thing about it is it's got this hydraulic feed. So you adjust the hydraulic feed with this knob here. Which of course I ain't got used to yet, but it looks pretty cool to me. I suppose one thing I don't like about it from the start, it's got one of these horrible switches on it with a cover, which are a pain in the arse. The actual automatic switch off thing is just there. And that's about it really. I think I'll plug it in. I'll just do I'll have a look at it, check the blade and that, and then I'll switch it on. I changed the belt speed. It was on the slowest speed. I'll put it on the middle one. I disconnected the little ram here so I could stand it up, because unlike me the old one, you probably won't be able to see it from there, but that just had a door that was hinged. This has got 6 screws, 5 or 6 screws in it to get into the blade, but it all seems alright. They're very tightly tensioned actually. Anyway, I'm going to stick this back in here. If I can reach it. I'll switch him on. Quieter or noisier than the old one. Motor tensioner is down here the same as the others. Like I say, this bit of the saw is exactly the same, it's just got a much better vice on it and the whole saw swivels instead of having to swivel the vice to do an angle. So I think I'll cut something with it. Quick release vice. Just move, I've got no idea how this works. Anyway, let's cut a bit of this. That's going to need adjusting. Better. Quite easy to see which side of this I cut, because I had to cut this by hand. If you've ever cut it by hand, well, that looks pretty square, straight out of the box without any adjusting. Not perfect, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. Not perfect, but it's certainly good enough for me as it is, without any adjusting. So there you go, new toy in the shed, which I never actually planned on buying. 500 quid I wish I didn't have to have spent. But it's pretty, innit? Anyway, if you want to watch the putting together of it, that'll follow on to this. So it took about a week to come, and I'll have to figure out somewhere catching the crap that all seems to fall there, and something to catch the bits. All the others used to just, on the other side, just used to fall up the side. But I'll have to sort something out with that, make some other adjustments. But now I can get on with some work again, because I've been pretty much buggered up for the last week. There's one other thing to show you. It's got this retractable handle that you can lift and move it about, which certainly makes it easy to move about. And having the whole saw swivel means your stock can always go that way. You ain't got to have this big arc for your stock to come round. I'm pleased with it. I'm not saying I ain't pleased with it. I just didn't plan on spending that money this close to Christmas. But it is something that I use every day, so needs must.